PS4 we'll have to do. So I can do that right now. Bought the game through Steam. It is and it isn't a good idea to buy it through Steam. It is a good idea because then you can get it pretty much anywhere, the game I mean. But it wasn't a good idea because it's 16 gigabytes and I had to download that. But it's okay, I have it on a separate internal hard drive so I don't have to keep downloading it every single time I format the computer. So I'll run the benchmark. I currently have everything at high. Literally everything at high, so I don't know why my camera's freaking out, but so everything at high, 42 detail distance or view distance, 100% detail distance, 28 vehicle density. And just so you know, vehicle density is how many vehicles are on the street, not like how dense the actual car is. And shadow density is all the way up. Oh, and I'm using 932 of my 1 gigabyte. So let's run the benchmark here. This is a pretty amazing game. Still some computers can't even handle this game, even ones that used to be pretty good. But or I mean at high settings. Some computers can actually run the game at low, like my laptop, which I was pretty impressed with. Sorry about the camera loading. It does that when there's not enough on the screen. Wonder how I could fix that, but I don't know. That was pretty bad. There's no on-screen frame counter, so there's nothing I can show you. The benchmark's pretty short, so it doesn't really matter. It's running pretty nicely, though. Okay, so now it's done. Lower than usual, which is strange. I normally get about 42, but here it says 36, 31. CPU usage, why does it do that? CPU usage is pretty high at 96%. System memory 54, and video memory is at 81. Okay. Well, I don't want to run the game. Let's just quit that here. Okay. Last benchmark I will run right now. You can feel free to recommend me do another one. I have a lot of games. Far Cry 2. That's a pretty good benchmark. I'm only going to run the short benchmark 3 times because the other ones... Actually, I'll run the medium benchmark twice. That one's pretty good. Okay, so here's the benchmark tool. One moment. Oops. I just smacked my camera. Okay. Sorry about that. Okay, I got fraps running again. I'm going to turn on the frame rate counter because I want to be able to see that as well. Okay, so Ranch Medium, that's what it's called. Game settings, I will zoom in on. This game is a little bit more optimized than is Crysis, so I can run it a little bit higher. So normal resolution, 4x anti-aliasing, everything at very high, and well, the highest settings, except for ultra high. I didn't go ultra high. Yeah, there. Everything at very high. Okay, so let's run that. I really do like Far Cry 2. The multiplayer is pretty fun. The single player is pretty good as well. The free roaming design was pretty well made, and I kind of like free roam games. I'm more of a Grand Theft Auto person myself, but you know, this game is actually pretty good because it looks amazing. This game, it's one of the best looking games I've played in a while, apart from Grand Theft Auto 4 and Crysis. Anyway, we're running right now, currently getting 100 frames per second. I don't know if it's going to focus on that. Doesn't look like it. Glad it will focus on. 70, 90, pretty high. I'll tell you what it's getting every so often. Right now it's getting 85. We're kind of turning toward more things, so now it dropped down to 70, 65. And it just kind of bottomed right there, went down to 35, but now it's back up to 65. Game looks really good though, especially at this frame rate. Doesn't get quite much better than this. Let me just show you. I don't even know if that'll work, but the detail looks just awesome. This is a good monitor too. I mean, these are, sure it's not widescreen, but this is one of the best 4x3 monitors that was available on the market. It's 2 millisecond, it's LG, pretty nice. Currently getting 40, drop down to 30 for a second, but back up to 45. It all has to do with my CPU, because my CPU being not a quad core, it's having a harder time with these games nowadays, even overclocked. But I guess that's what you pay for. Lots of fire here. This game will run much better once I get the i7 system. And on that note, I might as well ask, what is your opinion? Should I go with an i7, or should I just upgrade to a standard Intel quad core, like a Q9550, or go with or wait, save up, and go with the 920 Core i7? Just post a comment or something. So we're running it again, and I don't feel like we should run it again. I'm gonna guess and say at a frame rate average of 55, because that's what it was last time I ran this. So I'm gonna quit here. And I think 55 is believable. Yeah, I guessed it. 55. Max frame rate 105, minimum frame rate 23. Pretty low. Didn't think it was that low, but not bad. You can kind of see the graph here. As it started, the frame rates are pretty high, and then it kind of went down and then slightly back up. Just so you know. Okay, well, I think that's all I have in terms of benchmarks. As you can pretty much imagine how every other game would run. After seeing those benchmarks, you can tell that Valve games would run pretty high, and every other game runs pretty well as well. Anyway, post comments, ask me questions, send messages. I don't really care. Recommend other games for me to review, or not review, but do benchmarks, and I will be happy to do that. Any game, I don't really care. And I think that's about it. Thanks for watching this video. Bye.